Hello everybody, this is Pastor Green. We're doing another Bible study, Daniel chapter 7. If you'd like me to come speak at your church, or if you have any questions, you can email me at godsohman@gmail.com. Now we're going to do Daniel 7 today. Daniel 7 is a really interesting chapter. I ask you guys to watch all the way to the end because this is a really complex, deep chapter. Now it says here in Daniel 7 verse 1, in the first year of Belshazzar, the king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed, and then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter. Now we're going back in time a little bit. The first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, which I believe was right around when the writing on the wall happened. So Daniel's not written in chronological order. It jumps back and forth. He's just trying to tell you different information. Daniel spoke and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, there was 4 winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. And almost every Bible scholar I know of says this was 4 winds, or 4 different nations. And the great sea talks about the sea of humanity. And we're going to talk about 4 great beasts that are going to happen in this story, and we're going to talk about them. So there's 3 primary theories about this prophecy. Number 1, it's in the past. It's already happened from 600 BC to 100 AD. And the beasts that they're talking about are beasts that happened during Daniel's lifetime. The Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, things like that. And they're going to talk about the image. Number 2 is the future. It talks about the end time, like what's going on right now. And number 3 talks about it's both. And though I don't exactly know the true answer to this, I believe it's number 3. I believe this is past events that happened during Daniel's time, but it's also going to be the future, what's going to happen in the end times. And we're going to go through that and talk about this. So it says, and 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. So there's going to be 4 beasts, or 4 great nations. It says the first was like a lion, and it had eagle's wings. And behold, the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made to stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. So you have a lion with eagle's wings, and it says that it's going to stand up on his feet, so it's going to stand on his back 2 feet, and a man's heart was given to it. So if you look at the past, Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, they have all over their temples this lion with wings. So it's possible this is talking about Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar's lion with eagle's wings. And possibly the eagle's wings get plucked off because Nebuchadnezzar ends up not being anymore. But it could also be right now. If you look at England, they have the coat of arms, the coins, the flags, has a lion standing on 2 feet. Well, it says there that the lion's going to stand on 2 feet. What about the eagle's wings? Well, America, their sign is the eagle. So maybe that's some type of a European, like a British-American alliance. A lion with eagle's wings, those 2 come together to fight in the end times. But then it says the eagle's wings get plucked off, which means something happens to America. And if you look at what's going on in America right now, that's definitely a possibility. And behold, another beast, a second, like unto a bear, and it rose up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth, and between the teeth of it. And they said unto it, Arise, devour many flesh. Well, the Medo-Persians are said to have a bear as their symbol. So it's possible the past is the Medo-Persians. They were the second kingdom, and their symbol was the bear. Or it could be future. Right now, this is the Medo-Persians and the bear. Right now, the symbol of Russia is a bear. And possibly the 3 ribs in his mouth is him taking over 3 areas right around it. Ukraine, maybe different places like that. But they have 3 ribs in his mouth. Maybe they take over these 3 different nations. After this I behold, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings like a fowl. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. Now I don't exactly know what this means, but a lot of Asian places have leopards. This right here is Central Asia. They have a leopard. And if you look at the middle one there, that one looks like it might even have wings. Who knows? But it's possible there's some kind of an Asian alliance. Maybe China, Japan, Korea. They might come to alliance together, 4 of them, and that's going to be part of the end times. And then it says, and after this I saw night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and broke into pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Now it doesn't even say what kind of beast this is. It's just so terrible that they can't even talk about it. It's just dreadful and scary, and had these teeth, and it devoured everything. Well, if you're a member of the image, I talked about the feet is probably the Muslims. 10 toes, 2 feet, each with 5 toes. You have the Sunni and the Shiites, 1 of each feet. Each of them probably has 5 sects, and that's probably the 4th beast, the Muslims. The Muslims talk about how they want to take over the world, how they want to change the law to Sharia, and we're going to get that later in the chapter here. Here's different images of what the 4th beast could look like. Nobody really knows. I kind of like that bottom right one. Looks kind of like a triceratops, but nobody really knows what it's going to be. It's just going to be this great beast. And I considered the horn, and behold, there came up among them a little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and his mouth speaking great things. So it's possible these 10 horns could be the 10 tribes of the great beast, or maybe the 10 tribes of Muslims. And there's going to be some type of alliance. We all need to work together, because the Sunnis and the Shiites, they don't like each other that much. Maybe they come together to fight in this great battle. And they're going to have this little horn who's going to be the leader, and he's going to take over 3 of the horns. Maybe this great leader is going to help lead the Muslims to help fight in this war. And behold, so the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hairs of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels of burning fire. So God's going to come down, or Jesus is going to come down, and they're going to stop all this fighting. No more fighting. I'm taking over. These 4 great beasts are going to end. God's going to take over. And a fiery stream issued and came forth, and before him thousands ministered to him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him, and the judgment was set, and the books were opened. 10,000 times 10,000 is 100 million. And right now on earth, there's about 500 million people that say that they're Christians. Well, this says only 100 million are going to be standing before him. They're going to be martyred for their death. There's going to be a lot of stuff between Daniel 7, 8, 9 and Revelations is going to go back and forth. And it says that God's going to come down. He's going to issue judgments. And 100 million people are going to be ministered to. And the books are going to be opened, like the books of life and stuff like that. And behold them because of the voice of the great words which the horn spoke. And I behold, even till the beast were slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. So God's going to destroy this 4th beast. And it says it was slain and destroyed and given to the burning flame. Maybe that's a reference of hell. I'm not exactly quite sure. And concerning the rest of the beast, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season at a time. So the other 3 beasts, the European, American alliance, the Russian alliance, and the Asian alliance, they're going to lose their power, but they're not going to be killed. They're just going to have their dominion taken away. And I saw the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and beheld, and brought him near before him. So Jesus is going to come down in a cloud. If you look at Revelations, he comes in a cloud. If you look at the beginning of Acts, he ascends into the cloud. There's two angels, and they say, "Why are you looking up at the sky?" The same Jesus, is coming back in like manner. So he goes up in a cloud. He's coming back in a cloud. So it says Jesus is going to come down in a cloud. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages would serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. I think this is talking about the millennial reign at the end times. Christ is going to come down. He's going to take dominion, take over the earth, and then people are going to serve God instead of serving their own nations. And I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. Daniel didn't exactly know what he was writing down. He just wrote down what he was told to do. And I came near unto them, and stood by, And I asked the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of these things. So now he's going to get the understanding of what this dream was about. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. Now, if you remember before, some people say all these events already happened. Well, if you look at this, it says these great beasts are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth, which means that they're not here yet. The Daniel, those kings were already there. This is saying that they're going to rise out of the earth, means they're not quite here yet. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. Now this is saying that the saints are going to take the kingdom. Well, that sounds great. But as you guys know, I'm a post-trib, pre-wrath guy. So the saints are going to take the kingdom. That sounds great. Wonderful. And then when I know the truth of the four beasts, which was diverse from the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth was of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, broke into pieces, and stamped the residue of his feet. So what about this fourth beast? Who is this? What is this? And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and the others which came up, and before them three fell. Even the horn that had eyes and mouth that spoke great things, whose look was more stout than any fellow. So he's asking, what is this fourth beast? What is this? I don't understand this. And I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them. Hold on. You just said before that the saints inherited the kingdom. Now it's saying that this horn, this great beast, is going to destroy the saints. They're going to prevail against them. Well, how's that possible? Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time come that the saints possess the kingdom. So it sounds here like the four beasts are going to attack the saints. They're going to take them over. And then God's going to come down and judge them. So if you remember, the pre-trib says that we get raptured out. We don't have to worry about any kind of a tribulation. But this is saying that the saints are going to have tribulation until Christ returns. That's very interesting. Thus he said, the four beasts shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse or different from all other kingdoms, and it shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. So this fourth beast is going to take over the whole world until Christ comes back. And the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue 3 kings. So you have 10 horns that are 10 kingdoms, and they're going to take over the earth. And then one horn's going to take over 3 kings and take over. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and he shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And he thinks to change times and laws, and they shall be given to him hands until the time and times and the dividing of a time. So it says that this great king of the fourth beast is going to speak words against the Most High. He's going to say really mean, bad things, which is probably the Antichrist. And this says he shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Well, hold on. People believe in pre-trib, think that we're not going to be here for tribulation, and this is saying he's going to wear out the saints. So it doesn't make any sense. And then it says he wants to change the times and the laws. Well, the Muslims are the only people that I know that wants to put Sharia law across the world. They want to change the laws. They want to change the times. They want to change the customs, and they want their laws to be precedents. And it says they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and divided of a time, which is 3.5 years. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, and consume and destroy it until the end. So they're going to basically try to be here for 3.5 years. And the kingdom and dominion of the greatness of the kingdom shall be under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So after 3.5 years, God's going to come down, take over the kingdom, and he's going to give it to his saints, and those saints are going to rule just like it says in the millennial reign. Hereunto is the end of the matter. And as for me, Daniel, my contemplations was much troubled me, and my countenance changed and I kept the matter in my heart. So he's like, I don't really understand. I'm kind of worried about this sign, but I'm going to keep it in my heart. Well, guys, that's the video. If you you have any questions, you can send me an email, comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't done yet. And if somebody might want to see this, please share it with them. I'm going to put in the bottom right down there the Daniel Bible study. The top left is going to be the Exodus Bible study. And the bottom left is going to be a video that YouTube thinks you might want to see. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Just let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.